Okay, now so let's get started with Notion. So first thing that you do is go to notion.so and you will find page that looks something like this. Then you click on this sign up link or simply type in your email address and click sign up button. So what I will do is click sign up. Now this will lead us to sign up page. Now here we have to enter our email address and click on continue email. Now this should open a new page where you have to add your username and password, and then it should take you to this option where you have to choose the use of Notion between your team or yourself. So simply click on take me to Notion. Now then it should guide you through the interface, so click on OK, and here you see the default template that you get when you go to the dashboard. Okay, so this is how you land to your dashboard, where you have left hand sidebar with options, and right hand side you will find your pages in Notion. Okay, so now let's take a look at how you can add new page in Notion. So on left hand sidebar you have option to add page. Click on that and it will immediately create untitled page for you. You can rename this simply by database as name or any other name of your choice. Once you do that, it will immediately change its name on left hand sidebar, right? Similarly, you can also rename through these menu by selecting this three dot menu and then click on rename. Okay, if you want to delete, you can choose delete, or similarly you can copy page by selecting duplicate. And if you want to share this particular page with someone else in your team, you can use copy link option. Okay, as well as you can add to favorites if you want to frequently work on some specific page. Similarly, you can also move a page to another page as a sub page by using move to. Okay, now let's take a look at how you can add blocks to your page. Simply type in slash and it should give you access to basic blocks like text, page, to-do list, heading, and there are also external blocks that you can access. For example, you can also go for media, okay, video from YouTube, audio from SoundCloud, or you can also embed PDF, tweets, then Google Drive file like document, spreadsheet, GitHub gist, then Google Maps or Figma file as well. Okay, so for accessing some of these external blocks, you can simply use slash and then choose that block. Okay, basic blocks like text, page, to-do list can be easily selected from that. Okay, like here you can see to-do list. Now you can just have to type in your task 1, then go for task 2 and so on. So choose the type of block that you want to add by using slash and then selecting that block. You can also delete that completely by selecting that and then pressing the delete button. Okay, now we will take a look at how we can add multiple columns in Notion. So first thing, let's use heading and let me type in column 1. Okay, then let's add another column 2 and let's add one more with column 3. Right, now I want to place this in a horizontal way. So what I will do is I will grab this particular heading and add it at the end of our existing row, which is for column 1. And now you can see these are two columns side by side. Now if you want to add the third one, you will have to drag this at the end of. Okay, so by dragging it to the second column scene, you have now 3 columns. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can embed media into Notion. So for this we will take a look at how to embed GitHub gist. So first thing that you do is use slash and then invoke the blocks, Then you can scroll down to the bottom where you can find GitHub gist. So here you can see embeds option for GitHub gist. Select that. Now here you have to give the URL for your gist. So let's go and find one such. Let's copy that URL and paste it here, and then click embed gist. And here you see your GitHub gist is now added to your Notion page. Okay, so now we will take a look at how to change icon, add cover, and also we will see how to randomly change these emojis. So what we will do is we will simply hover over our page title, and that should show you add icon option. Click on that and you will find a random icon generated. Similarly, you can change that by clicking on it and saying random. Okay, keep on clicking random until you find something that you wish to use. Similarly, you can also upload an image of icon, or you can link to it. So if it's on web, it will be fetched. Similarly, you can also remove any existing icon that you have. As you can see, now icon is removed. Similarly, you can also add cover to your page. Simply click on add cover and random cover will be assigned. Now you can change this by clicking on change cover and selecting a new one from gallery. It is sorted with color and gradient and other photo archives. Okay, so whatever suits your page, you can select from that. So let's say if I choose this gradient, it will be visible on the top of page. That looks something like this. I can also upload my own from upload option or link to it, or even check image from Unsplash, and here I have to search for particular image type and results will be available, which I can then simply add into the page. And if you don't want any cover, you can simply click on remove. You are back on default settings. Okay, so we take a look at how to export your Notion content. So basically, let's say if I choose a page that looks something like this, a journal or maybe a reading list. Okay, if I want to export this to a format, let's say PDF or HTML, what I can do is go to this three button or three dot on the right hand side, choose export, and here you can select the format. Let's say PDF, right? Include content, everything, page format letter, or you can choose any other of your choice. Let's go with A4. Then click export. It will ask you to download this, so do just that. Now we can open this and you will find that your page is exported into PDF format, and that looks something like this. Okay, so we will take a look at how you can import CSV data into Notion. So what we will do is we'll log into our Notion account and choose the page in which we wish to import CSV data, and then in right hand side you will see the three dot button. Click on that. It will open menu, and here you will find import option, and it will present you with the type of data you can import. So Evernote, Trello, Asana, Confluence, Word, HTML, CSV or Markdown, you can import all of these listed here. Now I'm going to use CSV, so click on this and let's choose the CSV file, and as you can see it will format that CSV file so that it would be properly visible here. So as you can see, it will also take the first row within that CSV file as column name, which is name, gender, age, height and weight. So this is basically a typical biostats CSV file that you will find on internet, and it has around 18 or so records that you can sort through, and you can make use of this for your typical tabular operations. So CSV file can be automatically passed to add into the table format like this. Let's take a look at text blocks in Notion. So first thing, use / and then it will open up the blocks window. So here you see, first being text block, just type in, and then let's see, if I want to use some placeholder text, I can use that. So whenever I select this block, I just have to paste the content, right? So that's our basic text block. Now let's say if I want to use heading, right? So what I will do is I will just copy one of the line here and paste it. Here you can see H1 text. Next being, let's go with H2. Oh, this is heading 2. Let's try and add some item. As you can see, the difference between H1 and H2. Now we can continue checking out other headings, such as heading 3, which is going to be smaller than the current one, and you can see the difference here, right? Now the next text block we can explore is, let's say, bullet list. So let's say item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4, and so on, and you can use backspace to come out of that list. Similarly, you can also add, let's say, numbered lists, such as, let's say, orange, apple, mango, and so on. You can hit enter to move to next item in list and use backspace to break the list, right? So what we have seen so far is basic text block, then heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, then your list block, right? And this being the numbered list block. Now let's also check out toggle list, right? So we have to add some content and then use something to toggle with, right? So this is currently saying toggle me, and here we can add some text from, say, page like this, and here. Now if we use this as toggle, it would look something like this, right? So what we have seen here is toggle block, right? Next, go with another. Okay, so here is the quote block. Click on that. Let's add text to it. Quote looks something like this, and you can come out of that simply by hitting enter and backspace so that the new text doesn't keep on adding the quote block. Now let's take a look at another block, which is going to be divider. So this is handy when you want to divide your text between this toggle and, say, from this quote, right? So what I will do is I will simply use backspace to get rid of this toggle and then use divider. As you can see, there is a divider added below that toggle, right? Now one more block. This is going to be call out. So call out looks something like this. Here we add our text and it should look different from the rest of text because it has this background color, right? So that's the call out definition they have. And few blocks that I missed are basically link to page. So let's see if I want to link to another page, so something like stats page, so I can simply click on that and move directly over there, right? So that's one of the block from text. Then you have one more block here, which is page, right? So if you want to create a new page, you simply choose from that text block and click on page, right? So if we go there again, and as you can see, it will point to that untitled page, right? So it should appear below our current page as well. You have to rename this so that it appears as new rename page in our page 2, right? So if I rename here, it will appear that name here as well, right? So simultaneously it gets modified on both ends, right? So what we have seen in text block is first default text to write anything that we wish to, then heading 1 2 3, then our list item, numbered list, then toggle, then comes our quote, and then divider, then call out text. Then we can also link to another page, as you can see, right? And we can also add link to page, right? So we have done both, added page under our current page and also linked. So linked will have this specific icon or emoji to that to show you that it is linked to another page, whereas this page added will show you that the page added below our existing page. So these are the text blocks. Okay, now let's take a look at /turn command. So let me add one line. So something like, let's say, now if I want to turn this line into heading, what I can do is at the end of this line I can simply use / and then turn. So when I use turn, it will change this prompt into turn into block. So here I can turn this into heading 1 2 3, page, to-do list, or code, or any other block listed here. Okay, so let's turn this into heading. Okay, so as you can see here that our statement has turned into heading 2. Similarly, you can also turn some items into list. So we can take a look at that. So task 1, task 2, task 3, right? And then what we can do is we can just select this, right? And then we can use turn into, let's say, to-do list, or you can say bulleted list, or number list, or toggle list. So let's go with to-do list, and here you see your small list turned into to-do list. So you learned how to use /turn and also selection and turn into command. Okay, now we will take a look at how you can change the color of the text in Notion. So I have these two paragraphs and I want to change the color of particular line. Okay, so what I will do is I will just select that line and then I can simply use control and /, right? Then you can check this color option, choose the color, that's it. You got it red now. Make sure that you select the exact amount because sometimes it goes overboard and the color may add up for the next line. So sometimes you have to use enter to get out of that coloring, right? So you get the idea how to turn any text into a particular color in Notion. So for that we make use of control / command. Okay, so let's take a look at @ command in Notion. So when you type in @, it will open up a block that tells you what you can mention here. So @ is for the mention. So basically you can mention date today or remind tomorrow 9 a.m. You can change that value 9 to 10 or 11. Similarly, you can also remind the people in your team. Currently I only have myself for this account, so I can only mention myself here. Then there is link to page. I have 2 self-created pages here and rest of them are templates, so I can only link to the pages that I have created. Okay, so we'll take a look at how we can remind or mention a date. So we'll use remind tomorrow 9 a.m. right, and we can change that date as well. So say 31st, then include timing. We can change that time to, let's say, 11, right? We can also change AM to PM if we want, right? And we can also check date format and time zone. Okay, so let's say time zone. So currently I am into GMT plus 5, so I have to wait for GMT plus 5. I can also search for that, but let's check it out. So GMT plus 5. Okay, so this Indian Maldives. So right, so 11 a.m. on 31st August, right? So if I check this, you can see next Tuesday 11 a.m. and time zone is plus 05. Now this was for time. So let's find out about the people I can mention. So here it is. It is mentioning me. Now let's take a look at how it mentions the page. So this is the stats page, and if I click on it, it should take me to that page, right? So let's get back here and you get the idea what are the ways to use @ command, which is used for mention of time, then people and pages. Okay, so we will take a look at embeds. So first thing would be to click on this plus icon, or you can simply use / and then check for the embed section. Right here you can see embed tweet option, so click on that. Now here we have to add the Twitter URL, so let's go and find something to embed. Okay, so if we go with something like this, copy the link, come back here, paste, click embed. As you can see, the tweet is now embedded. We'll also see how to embed GitHub gist and also take a look at Google Sheets along with Google Maps. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can embed CodePen pens. So what we'll do is use / and search if you have option to embed CodePen. So in embeds you can look for option to embed CodePen. Here you have to paste the link to CodePen. So let's search for one. Now that we have this particular pane, what we can do is simply use this link, paste it here and click embed. And as you can see, CodePen pane has been embedded in your Notion document. So when you create a new page, you will often find that you have a set of options right below your page title. So here you see empty with icon. Icon is added to your page left hand side title, okay, which you can see in sidebar. So you can simply ignore one of these two as they are pretty much the same. Then comes the template part. So you get to add document with a certain template into it. You can also import the database into that particular page. Okay, other than that, you also have options to embed database. So let's say if I choose to embed Kanban board, what I can do is simply click on this Alternatively, what I can do is I can use / and then check for database option, which will give the same sort of option. Only difference be this one is inline plus the full page. So when you use inline, the shorter view of that particular database gets embedded within your document, and if you choose full, then entire page will take that board. So as you can see, your Kanban board has these 4 columns: no status, no started, not started, in progress, and completed. You just have to enter the title and add the respective cards within each of these columns. So that's your Kanban board in Notion. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can add calendar to your Notion. So if you created a new page in Notion, you will get options something like this. They are let it faded away, so you have to take your mouse over one of these list options, and here you see calendar. Alternatively, what you can do is use / and here you can search for calendar. Okay, so basically it will require you to scroll a lot, right? So the best option in this case would be to, let's just okay, so select everything on the page, delete it, and it should show you the clean page and the options as well. Okay, now here we choose calendar. Okay, now once you add the calendar, it should look something like this. Now here what you can do is you can add an item. So let's say if I want to add something for 7th of September, I can click on that, simply add like, right? And you can also add comment and then turn this into small text, right? Come back, and if you check, you will find your item is added. You can keep on adding the item and fill this entire day up. So this is handy for those project managers and users who have some to-do list that they want to add up into their Notion. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can add timeline to your Notion page. So when you use / you get option to add inline timeline or full page timeline. If you have created a page from scratch, you can see options something like this. So choose timeline from these options. We should create a full page timeline that looks something like this. Now here you can keep on adding your cards and also set the dates so that they appear in your timeline on the right. So you can go ahead and further edit as per your requirement. So you get the idea how to add timeline to Notion page. So we will take a look at how we can add table as our database in Notion. So when you create a new page by clicking on add page, and when you add the title, you will be presented with the option to add table as your database here. Similarly, you can also add inline table or full page table, so that this particular option is for full page table. So if we click on it, it should create a table view where you have to add the name of particular column and then keep on adding the values to it. Similarly, you can keep on adding columns to the right, and then particular rows underneath each column will be displayed. So let's do something like this. Property type title, so use name is fine. Let's add something like, change this to phone number. Okay, so property type being text, change this to phone, and you will find that your name, phone number. Let's add one more, change this to email, right? So what we'll do is call this email, right? So phone, email, then we have this tags which we can move to the right. Okay, Now what we can do is underneath each of these columns we can add our data. Okay, so can add name as something like this, then phone number, let's see, right? Okay, then right, and you have your table ready. You can keep on adding different columns and add different data underneath it so that your table will be visible accordingly, right? So you get the idea how to create a table as a database in Notion. So let's take a look at how you can add list as a database in Notion. So when you create a new page in Notion, you will find the default option visible to you like this. You can also use / to add a list as your database. So let's go with full page list instead of adding inline list. So click on this. Here you see your full page list view where you can see page 1, 2, 3 already added as an option which you can remove, right? You can also add a new by, let's say, saying something like list item 1, and if you come out you will find that that item gets added here. If you click on this, it should open that pop-up view for that particular list item. Okay, now here you can see you can drag and drop to adjust the list order. Similarly, you can also click on that to open up the particular list item view. Okay, and its respective options are available as well. You can also duplicate that list item or open as a link as well. Okay, so get the idea how to add list as a database to Notion. Okay, so we'll take a look at how we can add gallery to Notion page. So when you create a new page, you will get an option to add databases where you have gallery as an option too. You can also use / to check some of the option related to inline database or full page database. So in both those options you will find gallery. If you click on gallery option, it should show you gallery added, something like this, where you can see this view allows you to view the tasks in gallery view. So you keep on adding new view. Let's see, so if we add that, you will find that it gets added in our task view that looks like this. So you can keep on adding as requirement of your tasks and sort them based on this gallery view. So if you click on this, you will find that it has a to-do list inside, right? And you can keep on adding other items such as, let's see, to-do list below, and the task gets added as you keep on adding, right? Similarly, you can also add other items or simply create something from template. So create a template, right, by creating that particular set of tasks and then merging it so that it will appear here, right? So here you'll always get an option to create something, right? So you can use / to add items, then turn it into template and repeat it over other boards as well. So whenever you want to view your task or let's say database in a gallery view, you can use gallery as a database.